If I were the devil, if I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers.
Take a look at the dramatic decline in church membership in the U.S.
I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please.
You're a man.
No, I'm fucking not.
To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
And that was from 1965. The biggest thing I come away with after watching this video is just how far moral decay and decency has declined in our world. I was raised in the 80s and the 90s watching shows like Boy Meets World and Full House and Family Matters, TGIF every Friday. And I remember my parents watching some of those shows, and my mom would kind of wince sometimes at some of the jokes and some of the things they would say, because to her, they were crossing a line that she thought was too far.
How do we look? Cheap.
And I remember thinking, oh, you just don't get it. This is just funny. This is just funny. And by today's standards, those shows are so mild, they're laughable.
We called it our Monday surprise.
I was still getting surprised on Tuesday.
I guess this is the biggest takeaway, is that our world, our standards for moral decency has gone so far into the toilet in so many ways that we don't even realize it. We're numb to it. And it's everywhere. I mean, it's been a slow decline, and so it's hard for us to even see that, but for our kids who are being raised in this, like, that's the standard. So as things continue to decline, kids will be more likely to allow it because it doesn't seem that bad to them. Because for ourselves, adults in the world today, we barely even notice it anymore. I sometimes wonder if you could take somebody from the mid-1800s, early 1900s, and bring them into our world today, show them, this is America today, what would they think? I have a feeling they would go running back to the time period that they came from. This person that I just made up, they're a fictional character. Their name is Todd, which maybe was a popular name in the mid-1800s. I mean, Todd doesn't know any other Todds, but he likes his name because it's short. It's short for Tadarius. He's actually from Rome. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about? I hope so. I hope somebody knows what I'm talking about. Just a quick point today. I guess all I wanted to say is that holy cow, when you stop to think about how much the world has changed just in my lifetime, it's pretty insane. And that decline is happening faster and faster and faster all the time. And you know what I do about it most of the time? I complain to other people who have issues with it and end up together doing nothing and making zero difference in our culture. And I tell you what, if you're like me, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired of being a man in the world today who has big issues with the way our world is going, but does nothing about it because life's too busy. What am I going to do? I'm one person. Well, I'll tell you one thing you can do. Myself and a small group of other men who are like-minded, who see that the world is changing in a negative way and see that our kids especially are susceptible to this and that it's really not a positive shift that we're seeing. We are trying to figure out what to do about this. We together have decided to take a stand, to, if you will, stand up in a room full of people who are sitting and are content sitting. What that looks like practically is, in a nutshell, it starts with we're trying to make ourselves better quality men, sharpening each other, and I mean better physically, mentally, spiritually, relationally, and in our work. Better men in general for our families and hopefully for our communities. So we're working on that right now. And then after that, we're planning on actually creating groups around our country of men who are meeting together to make a difference in their communities and then eventually in our country. It's new, it's fresh, we have no idea what we're doing. We're trying to figure it out together. If you're sitting there as a man who sees the moral decay as an issue and sees the decay maybe in yourself, in your own life, and are not quite hitting the standards that you'd set for other men, including yourself, and you want to stand up, and again, a room full of people who are sitting, send me an email. That's the best way for me to get you the information. We started a Discord. I'm new to Discord. Somebody else set it up, and it's going really well. That's where all of our discussion is happening, and we're making some real progress. So if you'd like to join that, I will put a link to that in the description of this video, and maybe in the video itself, so you can get a piece of paper and write it down like somebody from the 1940s. I mean, it's a lost art, paper and pens. Click on the link if you want to join the Discord group or email me directly. I'll put the email in the link in the description as well. We're looking for men who are sick and tired of seeing this moral decay in our world and in themselves and want to make a change, which starts with you becoming better and myself getting better and all the other guys. We're working together to make ourselves better so we're better for our families, better for our communities. Eventually, hopefully the goal is to actually make an impact in our country and our world because we have some guys from outside of this country. So we're pretty excited. So it's going really well. We'd love for you to join us if you're not crazy, if you're not a weirdo, and actually make an impact. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, that's the end. Yeah, that's the end. Yeah. You ever say things that drive you crazy in other people, then you hear it in yourself and you're like, dang it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go take a nap. Not really. I do feel tired though. I got up kind of early. I thought you might want to know that.